Hey, it's Billionaire and welcome back to my channel. And today I'm going to talk about the insane wealth from the world's top 4 or 5 billionaires. When it comes to wealth, whatever level it is that you want to create, you need to understand that someone else has done it before you. And in the fact that someone else has done it before you and accepting the fact that someone else has achieved it before you, that means there's plenty to learn from these individuals that can help you take 10 years to 3 years or 30 years and turn it into 7 years. So after the generations of individuals like Henry Ford, John D. Rockefeller, the digital age and the technical revolution introduced to us individuals such as Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Steve Jobs, and a whole bunch of other people who have absolutely changed the world. So if you just take away what these guys have done alone, you will have no personal computer. So that's no PC or Hewitt Pack, all of them. Just take that all away. You'll have no Apple, so no iPhone, no MacBook, your AirPods that you love, none of that. And the entire industrial revolution, the second one anyway, in the States specifically, would not have happened without Standard Oil and John D. Rockefeller. And lastly, you won't have animated movies because, Steve Jobs took Pixar to a whole other level. You wouldn't have things like Toy Story and Cars and Monsters Inc. and all the other amazing animations that came after that. So these guys have produced an amazing amount of value in the world and have changed the world in their respective rights. And in return, their companies generate almost $1 trillion and they're valued at almost $4 trillion. That's 4 and 12 zeros after that. So that is a massive amount of value. And they deserve every penny. In my eyes, they deserve every penny because they've done so much. But what can we learn from the thinking of billionaires, how they've done this? And I've gone through the process of reading so many of their books that they've put out there and sort of incorporating these things into what I do. I'm not exactly running a $1 billion company, but I have a business. I've had businesses, and these things are principles that will help you become a better business person. So number one is to go deep and not wide. So this is something Warren Buffett talks about a lot, and that is specializing. Like if you look at all of these individuals, they have specialized in one area of expertise. So whether it's computers with Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, or investing like Warren Buffett, they went all in on a particular skill sets. They've put in their 10,000 hours, 20,000 hours, 30,000 hours, because the principle is very simple. The more you put into something, the more you literally become the go-to person of that something. It's the craftsman's mentality. If someone has done 100,000 hours in building a house, you're going to trust them a lot more than someone who's only done 10 hours and are fresh out of, schooling or something. But the point is that when you've put in the time, we're on the planet for a long time, but at the same time, it goes by quickly. So if you want to make your serious living, serious amount of money in the first 50 years of your life, then you need to take a good portion of that into becoming, one of the best in the world at a particular expertise. So that's the first thing that I got when I look across the billionaire landscape, that they had expertise, especially in their early days, in one specific field of study. The second thing was long term thinking. So, thinking in 10 years instead of 1 year. And it's something that I heard from Alex Hormozy, who said we overestimate what we can achieve in a year and we underestimate what we can achieve in a decade. Whether that quote is from him or he got it from somewhere else, good principles just go through the ages. But that's so very true. 12 months goes by really quick and we overestimate how much we can do in that 12 months. Now, don't get me wrong, in the age that we live in now, speed is important. And if you have, 50% of your mindset, let's say, at a good level and you have decent business skills, you can make 1 million in 12 months. Facts. But if you are not there and you're starting from scratch, you need to you need to afford yourself that time. Think 10 years, think 3 years. Don't think 3 months, because it's not going to happen in 3 months if you're starting from absolute zero. And I'm talking zero, from zero confidence, zero business awareness, zero product, zero marketing, absolute zero, zilch. The likelihood of you getting 1 million in 90 days is, 0 to 0.01. I would never like to say something is impossible, but if you want to play those odds, by all means, do your thing. But if you think in terms of 3 years, that I'm going to put in a solid effort for 3 years, 36 months, I'm going all in, I can pretty much guarantee you 99% you are going to be far better off than thinking you're going to do something incredible in like 3 months, starting from ground zero. So the second thing is long-term thinking. And the final thing is prioritizing. Prioritizing, I can't talk enough about this, because it's something that has become very apparent to me just growing up as a young man. Growing up, there's so many things you want to do, there's so many things you can do, but you need to prioritize which one of these things am I going to give my all in. So it goes back to expertise and it goes back to long-term thinking, because when you prioritize something for a long period of time, you're going to benefit from the compounding effects. Skills compound, knowledge compounds. So I'm not going to do 1 year studying plumbing or something, and then the next year I'm going to study architecture, and then the next year I'm going to study fashion and design. That's at the stage that I'm at anyway. That's not very useful to me. But I'm going to stick to the things that I decided to go deep on, and I'm going to prioritize that. I'm going to prioritize my business. I'm going to prioritize my relationship. I'm going to prioritize my health. So when you put things and you prioritize it, what happens is that you start to set boundaries. You start to put boundaries around your life and your business. So now you know that, all right, cool. Outside this boundary is the wilderness, and I do not care about the outside of my boundaries. And what happens is, like, it's a small miracle, is that everyone who truly respects you and wants to be part of your group, your circle, your friends, your family, they're going to respect that, and they're going to respect that you've set boundaries. Everyone on the outside of that, they're going to have a problem with it, because either they feel entitled to your time, they feel like they owe you, or you owe them, or whatever the circumstances is. They're on the outside and they have different feelings and motives and intentions, but they can't respect your boundaries. So they're on the outside of the fence and they can stay out there. But this is what you call prioritizing. This includes prioritizing your business, one business, getting that to 1 million before you start thinking of other things, because it's possible. You know, it doesn't do you any justice having three businesses that's making 60,000 a month. I know it sounds great, but I can promise you, if you put all your energy into one business, you can get that one business from 60,000 a year to 60,000 a month in 3 years, and then use the excess money to take that next business venture from 0 to 1 million in 12 months. So that is the third thing. So it's three things that I've highlighted as I've been reading through um, like Steve Jobs books, books that have been written about Warren Buffett, the the old school legends of Henry Ford and John D. Rockefeller. These guys are titans of their industry, and you will be fooled to think that you cannot learn something from them. If you want to get good at wealth, you need to learn how to study wealth. And this is part of my journey of studying wealth that I wanted to share with you. So hopefully that was helpful. If you have any other things that you've learned from these guys, please put it in the comments, share it with a friend who's also on the wealth building journey. Thank you, and see you on the next one.